well versed in Canadian culture.
They're saying, well, it was right there. But they're saying that we're getting a women's hockey team, and they're saying that I'm going to get into it. I'm going to become a little hockey.
We have a women's hockey team here now, and I am going to a game this week.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I'm excited.
Okay, welcome to In the Zeitgeist, which is the very special segment where we ask our guests about a time in their lives when they were in the white hot center of the zeitgeist. A time where you were into something that everybody was into.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, I did something that became zeitgeisty.
Well, you know,
I mean, hey.
occasionally our more celebrity guests will tell us about a time they created the zeitgeist, but it's a high bar to request of everyone.
Well, I kind of have one. It's weird, but it only happened once. Because I can't think of a time. I try so hard to be different, not be a joiner. It's obnoxious. But I once wrote a blog for Jezebel that went viral. And it's kind of a great shame to me, actually, in retrospect, because I think I don't really stand by any of it. But it was based on, so there's this Cheerios commercial that came out in like 2013, 2012 or something. And it was a biracial couple, a black dad and a white mom.
I remember this.
And they had an interracial daughter who's like asking, where are the Cheerios or whatever. It's just a normal, nothing interesting even happened in the commercial. And then a bunch of racists went into the YouTube comments complaining about miscegenation in advertising or something. Yeah. And so I wrote a blog just basically being like, I'm biracial, and this ad meant a lot to me because, very rarely when I was growing up did I ever see like a representation of my family or like people that look like my family. And I get into my feelings a little bit as a biracial person, as a mixed race person, which is always a travesty. You never want to do that. You never want to go full feelings. Anyway, so
not on the internet.
Not on the internet. So, and so I wrote it from the heart at the time, and I stood by it at the time, and it went very viral, and I was like on the Today Show and Good Morning America, and someone from the Today Show came to my house to do a B-roll of me walking my dogs in the front yard of my apartment.
Biracially?
I was biracially and mixed racially walking my two dogs.
Oh my God. And one of those dogs black. Other dog?
One had a little black spot on her butt, so she gets it. Anyway, and that's nothing came of it after that. It was just kind of like for like a week, everyone was talking about Cheerios, and I did a bunch of stuff. And then I went on some guy's radio show, and then that guy later got canceled. And I was like, I remember him from my brief foray into viral fame. But it was like getting shared by like Questlove and stuff. So it just was like a really cool moment. And there was like a lot of conversations that were happening as a result, like, about representation and stuff. And that all felt really, really special at the time. And then, it's been like 12 years since that happened, and I haven't revisited it at least recently. And I actually never talk about it because I never want people to read it. Because like in retrospect, I think that my opinion about my identity has changed a lot over time. Like, I think I used to really raise my hackles that like people got to decide for me what my race is, like, but the reality is that the privileges that I experience in this world are largely based on what I look like. And what I look like is, maybe I don't look white, but I can, move around a rich neighborhood without getting the cops called on me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this essay did not take any of that into account. And then also my feelings about representation in capitalist endeavors changed a lot. And so it
was nice though, that period when we were like, representation matters.
And the thing is, it does matter, but it's not the only thing that matters. And also it sucks that to the extent that you want to feel like you exist, the best way for you to see that is through a commercial. Like, I don't like that, either. So so that was my zeitgeisty moment. Wow. If you want to go read it, I think Jezebel still exists, but I'm not totally
It does.
Yeah, of course it does, because they hired Etsy witches to.
Oh, right.
That's right.
Whoopsie. They hired some very powerful witches to do some crimes. So anyway, but that was like my zeitgeisty moment. It was like a trip to be on the Today Show. It was pretty funny, but I wouldn't say I have regrets necessarily, but I do feel like oh boy, I wish I had done that differently. Or
Sounds like it was
I don't know.
of a time. It was of a
yeah, it
moment.
felt very 20. I think it was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one that's different, a different style,
Mm-hmm.
which is that as I said, I spent my childhood and teenage years sort of shamefacedly reading Wheel of Time or whatever. So I was not cool, and I was not, Megan like went to Lollapalooza and stuff or whatever. Like I didn't like
Textbook cool.
yeah, I
Coolest
didn't
place you can go.
I
That was my first concert. It was Lollapalooza in 1995.
see, come on. I was not invited to the Lollapalooza. I didn't do anything cool. I didn't go to
Oh, no,
cool
she didn't,
concerts. Whatever. I died?
No, you're back. You're back.
You're back.
Oh, okay. But senior year of high school.
Oh.
And I also, you become hardened and defensive, and you're like, well, I don't like popular stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Senior year of high school. So I was never into like New Kids on the Block even. Like I was like pretty pedestrian. I don't know. I prefer the Forrest Gump soundtrack or whatever.
I'm an artiste.
Yeah. The first CD I ever bought was Three Dog Night's Greatest Hits.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was
It's
listening.
different now.
Yeah. So anyway,
You were on a different level. Yeah. For
yeah, a lot of people weren't ready. But senior year of high school, one of my friends, her little sister won tickets on the radio to go to the NSYNC concert
I went to that concert as
at the
well.
Tacoma Dome.
Yes.
And
Tacoma Dome.
she already had tickets because she, like a normal teenage girl, was into NSYNC. My friend was like, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Sure," as a joke.
Ironically.
I went to this concert. Pink was the opener. P.
Oh, I
exclamation
don't
point.
remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it might have been a different opener on different nights. Like maybe we went, I don't know. But Pink
No,
was the
no.
opener when I went. This concert sent me to the moon like a space cowboy, if you will. Yippee-ki-yay, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-ki-yo, yippee-yi-yo.
That's what they're saying.
That's an NSYNC song. I had the time of my life. I bought the album. I was like, it was the first time I remember being like, I ironically like this, and now I am transitioning into I sincerely like this. This is good. This is fun. It's okay to like things. It's okay to be vulnerable. Which, how is it vulnerable to be like, I like the most popular thing in the world?
NSYNC.
But it felt vulnerable even at the time to me.
Absolutely.
That was the no strings attached, right? Because at one point they sail over the audience on harnesses to Christopher Cross's
Sounds
"Sailin'."
awesome.
It fucking whipped. It was the
Yeah.
best shit I've ever seen.
Yes.
And I did go through a phase for senior year of high school where I just desperately wanted to be accepted, so I wore a lot of Gap and listened to a lot of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. And I saw Backstreet Boys and NSYNC that year, even though like my early days were like because Lollapalooza 95 was Beck, Pavement, Sonic Youth, and Hole. And that's really cool to tell people. What they don't know is I was right there at No Strings Attached, buddy, and it kicked ass.
It kicked ass. It kicked
was
ass.
amazing.
And it was transformative for me to like join the ranks of sort of the mainstream and be like,
Yeah.
also like
Okay.
teen girl culture is good and doesn't
Yes.
need to be stigmatized. You
Yes.
know, like I was like, this, like Megan said, whips.
Yes.
And to this day, I'll put on a little, I thought she knew, a little NSYNC here and there in the playlist.
You're going to the Sphere.
Yeah.
Is that what they're
Buddy.
doing? Backstreet Boys is at the Sphere.
Buddy, if NSYNC
If
Justin
NSYNC
Timberlake-
plays the Sphere,
Justin
you'll be there.
Timberlake, if you're listening, and I'm sure that you are.
Yep.
Nobody likes you. Here's how you solve this problem. Get back together with NSYNC.
With the
All
boys.
your PR problems go away immediately. And
Call
get your
the
ass at the
boys.
Sphere. I will be there.
Call the
I will
boys.
be there.
Call the
Please.
boys. Damn.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for staying 20 minutes past. when
So
we said we'd
kind.
Keep you.
So generous.
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
appreciate it.
I'm free for the next like 4 to 5 hours if you guys just
I
want
know.
to stay.
Keep
You
going.
want to keep talking about Lord of the Rings?
Absolutely.
Love it.
Great.
I'm
Perfect.
ready.